data tracking and recording and tracking things like lap times, heart rate data, results, and like your gym training and all those kind of things. It's something that's really, really important and something that we really need to be doing. But the thing that people really need to understand around this is that the information and the data that you're actually collecting, although it can be a little bit useful for that one particular moment, so seeing exactly what was sort of going on with that particular event or thing that you were just doing, while that is kind of useful, it's not really the main point of why we actually want to be doing this and tracking all these metrics and collecting these data points. What the real purpose of this and where this becomes extremely beneficial and powerful for you as an athlete and your progression is that we need to look at this information and this data over a course of a long period of time, okay? So minimum 1 to 2 months worth of consistent and regular data collection, okay? And then what then we do with that is we can start to see trends, okay? So for example, let's say lap times or heart rate data or something like that from your riding, okay? Now we could plot that out on a graph and it might start here and then it might sort of undulate and go sort of all over the place. But then at the end, at say the 2-month mark, it could finish here, okay? So we started here and we finished here, okay? And then what we then do is we can then draw the line from the start point to the finish point and say, this is trending upwards, or lap times downwards is what it would be, but as long as it is going in the direction that we want it to, okay? And that's where this becomes really powerful. And what we need to be doing with this as well is we need to be checking in with this data collection, and we need to be making sure that we are still trending in the direction that we want to be going, okay? Because there's 3 ways that this could be going. It could be going in the positive direction that we want it to be going in. It can be going in the negative direction, so we could be declining in results, or we can be flatlining and we can be on a plateau. All of those are going to give you a really good indication of where your training needs to go from that point into the future. Okay, obviously if we are trending upwards and we are continuing to trend upwards and it does not look like it is starting to build, like sort of curve off and plateau, then we know that we can continue doing what we're doing. We're going in a good direction. Things are working well for us. We can keep going. If it is plateauing, then we know, okay, well, we're not declining, but we're on a plateau. So maybe we need to change a couple of little bits and pieces up, okay? Doesn't mean an overhaul of the training. It means, okay, maybe we need to do a review and maybe our weakest link is now not the weakest link, okay? Because that's what we've been working on. We can start to focus on maybe another area a little bit more and we can just tweak that program a little bit. Or obviously if we're starting to decline, then we go, okay, wow, we need to change things, and that's where you need to find that. But if you're not tracking this information and you're not collecting these data points, you are never going to actually know that that's what's happening. You're not going to know if you're progressing. You're not going to know if you're plateauing or declining. Okay, so you need to be collecting these data points, but then not only just collecting these data points, you need to be having a place to record them and then have a program or a system to be able to graph it or have some kind of visual representation of where it's going and what it's doing. Okay, and that's one of the things that we do within our MX Fit programs for all of our athletes. And we can show the riders their progress, we can show them visually, and they can see that they are progressing, they are making the results and the gains that they want. Okay, really, really important thing for everyone, no matter if you are a top level athlete or a weekend warrior. If you have goals of progressing, you need to be tracking your results.